Good evening, YouTubers. Nice to see you back. It's an update on the 80-gallon tank. Added some SPSs last week. They're doing really good. And I also made a custom frag rack in the back. As you can see, I changed that out. I'm liking how the frag rack came out. I had to grow out. I'm going to tell you a basic description how I did the frag rack and an idea. Sorry I haven't updated on the 100-gallon reef tank setup. It was a busy weekend. It was a holiday weekend. And bam, I had to set up the tree. So the tree is up and it's looking great. So it's good news. Loving the tree. Right next to the favorite fish tank. Not much presents yet. Just started. And great. You know, everything's doing good in the corals. Fish are doing good. Bip bump, ba-dum-bump. Had ick. Yes, that's correct. This tank was infested with ick. My hippo tank and yellow tank that I bought previously about 2 weeks ago had ick. And me as a fool, I didn't quarantine them. So they spread it out. My wrasse is doing good. My cleaner shrimp is fine. Well, they don't get affected by ick. My clownfish are doing great. They seem to do good. I've been feeding them with garlic, and I'm running a UV. You see on the bottom, that's a little UV setup that I run. Refugium, sub's doing great. Added this bad boy right here. Picked it up on Black Friday. You know how to do it. That's the emerald green 5-gallon ATO container. And I got 2 space savers from BRS. One for calcium and one for alkalinity. Running the 2 doses up there on top. And we have the Reef Keeper light in the back. Currently, I'm running 2 Vortec MP40s and 1 MP10 that's run consistently. Sorry about that, I'm a little coughed up. Ecotech Gen 3. And that's my 80-gallon tank. Now, let's bring you to the gym room where I have my quarantine set up. Okay, now we're going into the gym room. This is the 100-gallon that's in progress. Haven't had time to do anything, but I put a nice Radion. It looks great. I copped this Radion from a secondhand reefer, and it works. But the problem is with the fan not working, I had to order a new fan. So the fan should be coming in. I tested it out. It looks beautiful on this scape, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna run the AIs or run the Radions. The AIs or the Radions. You guys let me know. Well, I'll show you the both difference. I'm waiting for some parts on this AIs. I had to get more adapters. I had to get more network cables. So I'm waiting for that. They're coming from China, so they're gonna take a while. We're talking about $18 per the setup, so that works out good. Now to the quarantine setup. This is my basic quarantine setup. Heater, overflow, a hydrometer, a little container for water change, so you scoop out, like I scoop out normally about 4 scoops, cupramine, and a copper test, multi-copper test, and an optional UV. Now all of this here, equipment is not going to be used on any other of my equipment. So this will be my quarantine setup for now. Now as you can see, I put my Coral Beauty, he had ick, and my yellow tang, which is super shy. Just flash some lights on these stars. Okay, anyway. Well, the Coral Beauty, you notice, he has ick. He had a little bit of Popeye, but seems to be doing better. And my yellow tang, can't really get in there, has no sign of ick anymore. He's actually doing very well. He was infested with it, infested. Now this tank, I normally do, I would say about 4 scoops a day. So I have a 5-gallon bucket here, so I need to make more salt water. And that's all I've been doing. Maybe sometimes I'll do 2, sometimes I'll do 4, whatever matters. Simple setup for quarantine. I have this light, which is a refugium light. I ended up using it for that. Has a magnet, so the light doesn't go in there. I'm never gonna use this light in a setup. This will be the quarantine light, and if I can stick the magnet, well, whatever. We'll figure it out. Just not even use the light right now. So that's the quarantine tank. This was previously from a turtle tank. It's been dried for like a year, so I don't know if you guys remember Jenny's aquaponic tank. Well, this was it. We actually freed Lala. Lala was a pet turtle that Jenny and I had. We brought her to a lake where there was a lot of turtles in Manhattan, and for she could live her life. You know, she needed space. She was getting bigger. In a 55-gallon, we just decided it was time for her to go. So had the turtle dock, the rocks, and that's it. You know, I put it in here for a place to hide for the fish. And I also added some Chaeto. Chaeto had some bacteria also, so I don't know if they'll survive the bacteria, but the Chaeto's surviving. And I'm hoping that could help with the nitrate control. Even though I pretty much empty half of the tank on an everyday or every other day daily basis to try to get rid of his ick. So far it's working fine. For the tank, I see that it worked, and I added the Coral Beauty after. Unfortunately, I lost the hippo tank. I lost that guy, and I also lost a sand sifting goby. And I also lost a damsel. The damsel was a bully, so maybe it came to him. Anyway, no, forget about it. I said that. Anyway, it's sad that I lost these 3 fish, and now I know for the future that I'm always going to quarantine my fish, and this will be the case on from now on. I'll do a quick show of how to use this copper test, so you guys can use. Well, it comes with pretty much this here. Let me lean this up. You got the pipette. No, that's not the pipette. You got the pipette. It's very simple. You flip this tray over. Excuse me again. Take the pipette. Squeeze as much as you can down in it. Let loose. Fill the container. It's not easy holding the camera, I realize that. Fill the container. Now this is the multi-test copper C-Chem copper test. Do that. It's a real simple test. You grab the copper tube. Open this. 2 easy drops. 1, 2. Let go of that. First I thought a quarantine tank is just not necessary, but I always knew it was. I just didn't do it. I was just hard-headed sometimes. You know, everybody's hard-headed in this hobby. And this little thing right here is where you put that stick. This stick right here. Yeah, let me grab the stick. It's going to be the flat part. You stick the stick inside like that. Okay, hold on. Let me stir it. Stir it in there, and then you just basically put it in the little container. You stir it. You stir the container. I think you're supposed to store it for like 4 minutes. But I'm very impatient. It never really makes 4 minutes. Well, that color looks pretty good to me. That color looks good. So you'll see the chart. It's like a light color. It's like a 0.02. Now I'm not giving a full blast on the copper. You could add more drops and test, but the way I've been doing it, as I add every cup of these, I'll add like 2 drops per cup, or one drop per cup. Now that I remember, 1 drop per cup, and it gives me a pretty close to 0.3 scale on it. I really like these charts. So it's like a 0.3, 0.26. So it's low on the copper end. I don't really want to put too much copper on these fish. Even though use the hydrometer to test the salt. See? And it's a 1.019. Oh no, actually, hold on. Let me add more water. Now don't be sticking your hand in here and then sticking it into another tank. You're asking for danger. So we're at a 1.020, 1.021. That's hyposalinity. Keeping your salinity low also helps out killing the ick. Well, according to people, what they say. But both combinations of copper, using the cupramine, testing your copper, keeping your salinity low at 1.020 is the basis of your quarantine tank. And this video is kind of long, so I'm going to cut it short. And hopefully next week, I'll be getting my stand for the 100-gallon Reef tank build. I'm missing some framing to it. And once that comes in, then I should finish with the stand, fill the tank up, and it will keep going. Thanks for watching. Again, like, subscribe. See you soon.